Hello, and a very warm welcome. We find ourselves today on the threshold of a remarkable land, a place where the very air seems to hum with the echoes of history, art, and life itself. This is France, a country that has, for centuries, captivated the human imagination. It is a landscape where beauty, culture, history, and romance intertwine in a delicate, breathtaking dance. From the grand boulevards of its cities to the quiet lanes of its countryside, every corner holds a story, every vista a masterpiece painted by time and nature. In our journey together, we will explore 25 of the most beautiful places this extraordinary country has to offer. We will wander through legendary cities that have shaped the course of civilization and uncover hidden gems nestled far from the well-trodden path. This is not merely a tour. It is an immersion into the soul of France, a chance to witness the diverse ecosystems of culture and nature that flourish here. We will see how human creativity and the natural world have collaborated to create something truly magnificent. So I invite you to sit back, relax, and let the timeless charm of France unfold before you. Let us embark on this exploration together, to listen to the whispers of ancient stones, to taste the richness of the soil in its wine, and to feel the warmth of the sun on fields of lavender. The adventure begins now, into the heart of a nation that continues to inspire and enchant all who wander its lands. Let's begin our journey. Our story begins, as it must for so many who dream of France, in its vibrant, beating heart, Paris. Here, on the banks of the River Seine, a sprawling metropolis has risen, a testament to human ambition and artistry. The Eiffel Tower, an iron lattice reaching for the heavens, stands not merely as an engineering marvel, but as a symbol of hope and elegance. A beacon known the world over. It watches over a city that breathes history, its grand boulevards designed for promenades and parades, its every stone whispering tales of revolution, romance, and renaissance. To walk through Paris is to walk through a living museum. The solemn grandeur of Notre Dame Cathedral, the artistic treasures housed within the Louvre's pyramids, the triumphant arch standing guard over the Champs-Élysées. Each landmark is a chapter in a vast, sprawling narrative. Yet, the true spirit of Paris is often found in the quieter moments. The gentle lapping of water against the hull of a bateau-mouche as it glides down the Seine, offering a unique perspective on the city's architectural splendor, reveals a different, more intimate side of its character. And then, there is the simple, profound pleasure of its daily rituals. The act of breaking into a warm, flaky croissant, its buttery layers yielding with a satisfying crackle, is a sensory experience that grounds you in the present moment. It is in these small, perfect details, the aroma of fresh coffee from a sidewalk cafe, the murmur of conversation, the elegant atmosphere that pervades every arrondissement, that one truly connects with the enduring, enchanting soul of Paris. This city is not just a place to see, but a place to feel. We leave the bustling city behind and journey to the coast of Normandy, where the sea and the sky meet in a dramatic display. Here, rising from the tidal flats like a vision from a medieval dream, stands Mont Saint-Michel. This is a place shaped by the immense power of the tides, one of the most extreme in Europe. For centuries it has stood as a bastion of faith and fortitude, an island fortress at high tide, and a peninsula connected to the mainland at low tide, a truly unique ecological and architectural phenomenon. Its very existence is a marvel of human tenacity. At its pinnacle sits the magnificent abbey, a masterpiece of medieval architecture that seems to defy gravity itself. Its spires and buttresses reach towards the heavens, a testament to the monks who dedicated their lives to its construction, hauling stone up the perilous slopes. To climb the winding, narrow streets of the village that clings to its sides is to step back in time, the cobblestones worn smooth by the footsteps of millions of pilgrims who have made this journey over 1,000 years. From the abbey's terraces, the world unfolds in a breathtaking panorama. The view encompasses the vast, shimmering bay, a mosaic of sand and sea that stretches to the horizon. One can watch the tide rush in, transforming the landscape in a matter of hours, a powerful reminder of nature's relentless rhythm. Mont Saint-Michel is more than just a structure. It is a symbol of endurance, a place of profound spiritual resonance where the works of humankind and the grandeur of the natural world are locked in a timeless, awe-inspiring embrace. Our journey now takes us south, to a coastline blessed by the sun, a legendary stretch of shore known as the Côte d'Azur, or the French Riviera. Here, the deep blue of the Mediterranean Sea laps against a landscape of unparalleled glamour and natural beauty. This is a place that has long been a magnet for artists, aristocrats, and dreamers, all drawn by the promise of golden light and a life lived with elegance and ease. The very name evokes images of sun-drenched days and star-studded nights. The Riviera is a string of jewels, each town and city with its own distinct personality. In Nice, the vibrant capital, the Promenade des Anglais curves gracefully along the Baie des Anges, a place for leisurely strolls and contemplation of the azure waters. Its old town, with its narrow alleyways and colorful markets, offers a taste of authentic Niçoise culture. Further along the coast, we find Saint-Tropez, once a humble fishing village, now a playground for the international jet set, its harbor filled with gleaming yachts, and its beaches synonymous with chic relaxation. But beyond the glamour and the luxury resorts, there are quieter charms to be found. Hilltop villages like Ys offer breathtaking views, their ancient stones steeped in history. The air here is scented with pine and salty sea spray, a constant reminder of the pristine natural environment that underpins the region's allure. From the vibrant energy of its cities to the tranquil beauty of its hidden coves, the French Riviera is a sensory feast, a luminous landscape where the sophisticated pleasures of life are celebrated under the warm Mediterranean sun. We now travel inland to a region often called the Garden of France. This is the Loire Valley, a lush and fertile landscape cradled by the gentle flow of the Loire River, which is actually France's longest river. This valley is truly a place of serene beauty, where history isn't just confined to museums, but is lived in and amongst, most notably within the walls of its magnificent chateau. These are not grim, defensive castles, but rather elegant palaces of pleasure and power, built by French kings and nobles during the Renaissance. The landscape is like a tapestry of verdant forests, rolling hills, and meticulously tended vineyards. It is this fertile ground, recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, that has sustained life and inspired dreams for centuries. The chateaux themselves are almost like characters in a grand fairy tale. There is the Château de Chambord, with its fantastical forest of turrets and chimneys, and the elegant Château de Chenonceau, which gracefully arches over the River Cher, its reflection shimmering on the water's surface. Each castle tells a story of royal intrigue, lavish parties, and artistic patronage. Exploring the Loire Valley is really an exercise in enchantment. One can drift down the river in a traditional boat, cycle through paths shaded by ancient trees, or wander through gardens designed with geometric precision. And of course, there is the wine. The vineyards of the Loire produce some of the world's most celebrated vintages, from crisp Sauvignon Blanc to delicate roses. To sip a glass of local wine while gazing upon a centuries-old chateau is, honestly, to experience the very essence of the French art de vivre, the art of living well. Our journey continues southward, into the sun-drenched heart of Provence. This is a land that has seduced artists for generations, a place where the light has a unique, almost ethereal quality. It's a landscape painted in bold, vibrant colors, the deep purple of lavender fields stretching to the horizon, the brilliant yellow of sunflowers turning their faces to the sun, and the rich ochre of the earth itself. The air is thick with the scent of herbs, rosemary, thyme, and of course the calming aroma of lavender. Life in Provence moves at a gentler pace, really dictated by the seasons. We find ourselves wandering through sunlit villages perched on hilltops, places like Gorges and Roussillon, where stone houses huddle together along narrow, winding streets. Here, the sound of cicadas provides a constant summer soundtrack, and shaded squares offer a welcome respite from the midday sun. These villages seem to grow organically from the landscape, their terracotta roofs glowing warmly in the late afternoon light, offering a glimpse into a timeless way of life. Provence is also a land of outdoor adventures. The rugged limestone peaks of the Alpilles invite hikers and climbers, while the vibrant markets in towns like Aix-en-Provence and L'Isle-sur-la-Sorgue offer a feast for the senses. From the taste of fresh goat cheese and sun-ripened tomatoes to the sight of colorful textiles and pottery, the markets are really the lifeblood of the region. Provence is more than just a destination. It is an experience, a place that awakens the senses and nourishes the soul with its simple, profound, and sun-baked beauty. We now ascend to the roof of Europe, to the breathtaking alpine realm of Chamonix Mont Blanc. Nestled in a deep valley, The town of Chamonix lies in the shadow of the continent's highest peak, the mighty Mont Blanc. This is a landscape of extremes, a world of jagged peaks, colossal glaciers and eternal snows. The air here is crisp and clean, and the scale of the scenery is just humbling, reminding us of the raw, untamed power of the natural world. It is a mecca for those who seek adventure and challenge. For mountaineers and climbers, Chamonix is legendary, the birthplace of alpinism. But one does not need to be an elite athlete to experience its wonders. A journey on the Aiguille du Midi cable car is an adventure in itself, lifting you to an altitude of over 3,800 meters. From this granite spire, the panoramic view is simply staggering. You are surrounded by a sea of peaks, with the snow-covered dome of Mont Blanc so close, it feels as if you could reach out and touch it. Glaciers like frozen rivers carve their way down the valleys below. Beyond the high peaks, the valley offers a multitude of outdoor sports throughout the year. In winter, it transforms into a world-class ski resort, its slopes catering to all levels of ability. In summer, the snow recedes to reveal a network of hiking and mountain biking trails that wind through alpine meadows dotted with wildflowers. Chamonix is a place of exhilarating beauty and physical endeavor, where the human spirit is inspired to soar as high as the eagles that circle the majestic peaks above. We now travel to the northeastern corner of France, to a region with a unique and charming character shaped by its history as a borderland. This is Alsace, a place where French and German cultures have mingled for centuries, creating a delightful fusion that is all its own. The most striking feature of the region is its architecture. Villages like Colmar and Strasbourg seem to have been plucked from the pages of a storybook, with their brightly painted, half-timbered houses lining cobblestone streets and tranquil canals. The region is defined by the famous Alsace wine route, a scenic trail that meanders through rolling hills covered in vineyards. Dotted along this route are dozens of enchanting wine villages, each one more picturesque than the last. Places like Rickeveer and Egisheim, with their fortified walls and flower-decked balconies, have remained remarkably preserved, offering an authentic glimpse into a bygone era. The storks that nest on the rooftops are a beloved symbol of the region, adding to the fairy tale atmosphere. The blend of cultures is evident not only in the architecture and language but also in the cuisine. Here you can find hearty dishes that speak of German influence alongside delicate French pastries. The region is particularly famous for its crisp, aromatic white wines such as Riesling and Gewürztraminer, which perfectly complement the local food. To visit Alsace is to step into a world of vibrant color, rich history and warm hospitality, a unique corner of France where two great European cultures have created something truly special. We take to the sea, journeying to an island in the Mediterranean that the French call l'île de beauté, the island of beauty. This is Corsica, a land of dramatic contrast and rugged, untamed wilderness. It is honestly a mountain in the sea, its granite peaks soaring to over 2,700 meters, their slopes plunging dramatically into the turquoise waters below. This is an island with a fierce, independent spirit, its culture and landscape shaped by its isolation and its tumultuous history. The coastline of Corsica is a spectacle of nature's artistry. In the west, the Calanque de Piana present a breathtaking landscape of red granite cliffs, sculpted by wind and water into fantastical shapes. To the south, pristine beaches with powdery white sand, like Palombagia and Santa Giulia, rival any in the Caribbean. The island's interior is a paradise for adventurers, crisscrossed by some of Europe's most challenging hiking trails, including the legendary GR20, which traverses the island's mountainous spine. Corsican culture is as robust as its landscape. The island has its own language, music, and a culinary tradition based on local products like cured meats, sheep and goat cheeses, and chestnuts. From the chic coastal towns of Porto Vecchio and Calvi to the ancient fortified citadel of Bonifacio, perched precariously on a limestone cliff, Corsica offers a diverse range of experiences. It is a place for those who seek wild beauty and authentic encounters, an island that truly lives up to its beautiful name. Our journey returns to the north, to the coast of Normandy, but this time to witness a geological masterpiece. Here we find the cliffs of Étretat, part of what is known as the Alabaster Coast. These are no ordinary cliffs. Over millennia, the relentless action of the wind and the waves of the English Channel have carved the soft white chalk into spectacular natural arches and a solitary sea stack known as the Needle. It is a landscape of stark, dramatic beauty. The site of the Porte d'Aval, the largest of the arches, is one of France's most iconic natural vistas. It has captivated artists for centuries, most famously the Impressionist painter Claude Monet, who was obsessed with capturing the changing light on the chalky surfaces. He painted this scene time and time again, from different angles and in different seasons, forever immortalizing its ethereal beauty. To stand on the cliffs today is to see the very landscape that inspired some of the world's greatest art. One can walk along the coastal path atop the cliffs, the green turf providing a vibrant contrast to the brilliant white of the chalk and the deep blue-green of the sea below. The air is fresh with salt spray, and the cries of seagulls echo around the rock formations. At low tide, it's possible to walk on the pebble beach and explore the base of the cliffs, gaining a different perspective on their immense scale. Étretat is a powerful reminder of the slow, patient, and artistic hand of nature, constantly shaping and reshaping our world. We now venture into the lush, rolling landscapes of southwestern France, to a valley that holds some of humankind's oldest stories. This is the Dordogne, a region rich in history, from the dawn of human consciousness to the turmoil of the Middle Ages. The Dordogne River meanders lazily through the countryside, its banks lined with dramatic cliffs, dense forests, and an astonishing concentration of beautiful villages and fortified castles, a legacy of the 100 Years' War between England and France. The true marvel of the Dordogne, however, lies hidden deep within its limestone cliffs. Here we find a network of prehistoric caves, most famously Lascaux, which has been called the Sistine Chapel of prehistory. Within these subterranean galleries, our ancient ancestors painted vivid images of the animals that roamed this land over 17,000 years ago: bison, horses, and mammoths, all rendered with remarkable skill and artistry. To witness these paintings is to feel a profound and humbling connection to our deepest past. Life in the Dordogne today is a gentler affair. One can drift down the river in a canoe or a traditional gabar, gazing up at cliff-top castles like Baynac and Castelnaud. The region is also a paradise for food lovers, renowned for its gastronomic treasures like foie gras, truffles, and walnuts. The medieval towns, such as Sarlat-la-Canéda, with its beautifully preserved Renaissance architecture and bustling market, provide the perfect base for exploring this enchanting valley, where every river bend reveals another layer of history. Our travels lead us to the elegant city of Bordeaux, a name that is synonymous with fine wine the world over. Situated on the Garonne River in the southwest of France, Bordeaux is not just a gateway to the prestigious vineyards that surround it. It is a magnificent destination in its own right. The city underwent a major restoration in the 18th century, leaving it with a stunning ensemble of neoclassical architecture, a harmonious cityscape of grand squares and graceful honey-colored stone buildings. The heart of the city is the Place de la Bourse, which faces the river and is reflected perfectly in the Miroir d'Eau, the world's largest reflecting pool. This creates a magical, ever-changing spectacle that enchants visitors and locals alike. The historic center, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, is a joy to explore on foot, with its pedestrianized streets, vibrant cafes, and world-class museums. The Cité du Vin, a futuristic museum dedicated to the culture of wine, offers an immersive journey into the world of viticulture. Of course, no visit to Bordeaux is complete without exploring the source of its fame. The surrounding wine regions of Médoc, Saint-Emilion, and Pomerol. Here, prestigious chateaux with legendary names stand amidst meticulously tended vineyards that stretch as far as the eye can see. Taking a tour, learning about the art of winemaking, and of course tasting the complex, full-bodied red wines is an essential Bordeaux experience. It is a city that celebrates its heritage with sophistication and grace, offering a feast for both the palate and the eye. We now journey to a place of raw, spectacular natural power in the heart of Provence. This is the Gorges du Verdon, often referred to as the Grand Canyon of Europe. For millions of years, the Verdon River has carved its way through the limestone plateaus of Haute-Provence, creating a canyon of breathtaking scale and beauty. The gorge plunges to depths of up to 700 meters, its steep, dramatic walls creating a landscape that is both awe-inspiring and intimidating. The most striking feature of the Gorges du Verdon is the astonishing color of the river itself. Fed by glacial sources and rich in minerals, the water has a unique, almost surreal turquoise green hue. This vibrant ribbon of water snakes its way through the bottom of the immense canyon, creating a stunning contrast with the grey limestone cliffs and the green vegetation that clings to their sides. It is a sight that has to be seen to be believed, a true wonder of the natural world. The gorge is a playground for adventure seekers. One can drive along the Route d'Étretat, a scenic road that winds along the rim of the canyon, offering heart-stopping viewpoints at every turn. For a more intimate experience, kayaking, paddleboarding, or taking an electric boat into the gorge allows you to glide upon the turquoise waters and gaze up at the towering cliffs from below. Hiking trails offer further opportunities for exploration, leading to hidden caves and secluded spots. The Gorges du Verdon is a testament to the patient, powerful artistry of water. Nestled in the foothills of the French Alps, where mountains meet water, we find the enchanting town of Annecy. It sits on the shore of Lake Annecy, a body of water renowned for its purity and its stunning turquoise color fed by mountain springs. The lake itself is a natural treasure, but it is the town's old quarter, the Vieille Ville, that gives Annecy its fairy tale reputation and its nickname, the Venice of the Alps. A network of canals fed by the river Thio winds its way through the heart of the old town. These waterways are lined with pastel-painted houses, their balconies overflowing with colorful geraniums in the summer months. Stone bridges arch gracefully over the water, and waterside cafes and restaurants spill out onto the cobbled lanes. At the heart of it all is the Palais de l'Isle, a 12th century fortified house shaped like the bow of a ship sitting on a small island in the river. It is one of the most photographed monuments in all of France. The presence of both the lake and the mountains gives Annecy a unique dual personality. In a single day, one can wander the romantic canals, then take to the lake for swimming, sailing or paddleboarding, or head into the surrounding mountains for hiking or paragliding. The view from the peaks, looking down on the pristine lake and the historic town, is simply unforgettable. Annecy is a place of immense charm and natural beauty, a perfect harmony of alpine grandeur and romantic, water-laced living. Our journey takes us to the confluence of the Rhône and Saône rivers, to France's third-largest city, Lyon. While often overshadowed by Paris, Lyon possesses a formidable history and a vibrant, dynamic character all its own. Its story spans over 2,000 years. From its origins as the capital of Roman Gaul, to its rise as a major center for silk production, and more recently, as a hub of innovation. The city's historic core is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, a sprawling area that showcases its rich and varied past. Lyon is a city of distinct neighborhoods. There is the Old Town, Vieux-Lyon, one of Europe's most extensive Renaissance districts, with its hidden passageways known as traboules that allowed silk workers to transport their goods. There is the Presqu'île, the peninsula between the two rivers, with its grand 19th century squares and bustling shopping streets. And high on the hill, the magnificent Basilica of Notre-Dame de Fourvière watches over the city, offering panoramic views of the terracotta rooftops below. But above all else, Lyon is celebrated as the undisputed gastronomic capital of France. This is the city of Paul Bocuse, the father of modern French cuisine. The culinary tradition here is deeply ingrained, from the high-end Michelin-starred restaurants to the cozy traditional bouchons. These small family-run bistros serve hearty, authentic Lyonnaise dishes in a convivial atmosphere. To eat in Lyon is to partake in a sacred ritual, a celebration of flavor and tradition that makes this city a true paradise for food lovers. We travel now to a small, unassuming village in Normandy, a place that has become a site of pilgrimage for art lovers from around the globe. This is Giverny, and it is famous for one reason. It was the home of Claude Monet, the master of Impressionism. For over 40 years, Monet lived and worked here, and it was in his own garden that he found the inspiration for his most famous works. He did not simply paint the garden, he created the garden in order to paint it. Monet was a passionate horticulturist, and he meticulously designed his garden as a living work of art. It is divided into two parts. The first is the Clos Normand, a riot of color and texture in front of the house, where flowers of all varieties, irises, poppies, roses, are planted in dense, vibrant beds. It is a masterpiece of controlled chaos, designed to capture the play of light and color that so fascinated the Impressionists. To walk through it is to feel as though you have stepped inside one of his paintings. The second part is the more famous Water Garden, which Monet created by diverting a local stream. Here we find the iconic Japanese bridge, draped in wisteria, arching over a pond covered in his beloved water lilies. This was his outdoor studio, where he would sit for hours, observing the subtle shifts in light and reflection on the water's surface, creating the series of paintings that would redefine modern art. Giverny offers a unique and moving opportunity to see the world through the eyes of a genius, to witness the source of his inspiration in all its living, breathing beauty. Our journey takes us to a unique and wild corner of France, a vast delta where the Rhône River meets the Mediterranean Sea. This is the Camargue, one of Western Europe's most important wetlands. It is a flat, expansive landscape of salt marshes, lagoons and reed beds, a primal world shaped by water, wind and sun. This is a land apart, with a stark, mesmerizing beauty and a distinct culture and ecosystem found nowhere else in the country. The Camargue is most famous for its remarkable wildlife, particularly its iconic trio of animals. Herds of semi-wild, brilliant white Camargue horses roam freely across the marshes, their origins shrouded in mystery. Flocks of greater flamingos wade in the shallow lagoons, their pink plumage providing a startling splash of color against the muted landscape. And powerful black Camargue bulls are raised here by guardians, the local cowboys who have managed this land for generations. Exploring the Camargue is an immersion in nature. One can ride a white horse through the wetlands, go bird watching to spot some of the 400 species that visit the region, or simply drive through the vast open spaces, feeling a sense of profound tranquility. The region also boasts long windswept Mediterranean beaches and fortified medieval towns like Aigues-Mortes. The Camargue is a testament to the resilience of nature, a wild and windswept sanctuary that offers a glimpse of a different, more untamed France. We return to the hills overlooking the French Riviera, to a place that has long served as a sanctuary for artists and thinkers. This is Saint-Paul-de-Vence, a beautifully preserved medieval village perched on a rocky outcrop. Surrounded by ancient ramparts, its narrow cobblestone streets wind their way past stone houses, hidden courtyards, and charming fountains, all leading to breathtaking views of the surrounding countryside and the distant Mediterranean Sea. What sets Saint-Paul-de-Vence apart is its deep and enduring connection to the art world. In the 20th century, it became a haven for some of the greatest artists of the era. Painters like Marc Chagall, who lived here for nearly 2 decades and is buried in the local cemetery, found inspiration in its magical light and tranquil atmosphere. Others, like Picasso and Matisse, were frequent visitors, often paying for their lodging at the famous Colombe d'Or Inn with their own artwork, leaving behind an incredible informal collection. Today, the village is a living gallery. Dozens of art galleries and studios line its streets, showcasing works from contemporary artists who continue to be drawn to its creative spirit. The Fondation Maite, a world-class museum of modern art set in a beautiful pine forest just outside the walls, houses an extraordinary collection of sculptures and paintings. To wander through Saint-Paul-de-Vence is to walk in the footsteps of giants, a romantic and inspiring journey into a village where art and life are inextricably intertwined. We travel now to the southwestern coast, where France meets the Atlantic Ocean and the foothills of the Pyrenees begin to rise. This is Biarritz, a town with a fascinating dual identity. It is, on the one hand, a place of imperial elegance, and on the other, the undisputed capital of European surfing. This unique blend of refined history and laid-back beach culture gives Biarritz a relaxed yet sophisticated vibe that is truly its own. Its story as a chic resort began in the mid-19th century, when Empress Eugénie, the wife of Napoleon III, built a grand seaside palace here, now the magnificent Hôtel du Palais. This act transformed the small fishing village into a fashionable destination for European royalty and aristocracy, who built elegant villas along the dramatic coastline. The grand architecture, the historic lighthouse, and the stately promenade are all reminders of this glamorous past. Then, in the 1950s, a new wave arrived. Literally, surfing was introduced to Europe on the beaches of Biarritz, and the town's identity was forever changed. Today, the Plage de la Côte des Basques is packed with surfers of all ages and abilities, riding the powerful Atlantic waves. Surf shops and laid-back cafes now sit alongside haute couture boutiques and grand hotels. Biarritz is a place where you can watch the sunset over the ocean from a chic seaside bar, a perfect fusion of imperial grandeur and cool contemporary surf culture. Our journey takes us to the fertile plains of the Beauce region, to the city of Chartres, home to what many consider the pinnacle of Gothic art. The Cathédrale Notre-Dame de Chartres dominates the landscape for miles around, its asymmetrical spires reaching towards the heavens. This is more than just a building. It is a spiritual vessel, a masterpiece of architecture and engineering that has stood for over 800 years, remarkably preserved in its original state. The cathedral was built in a flurry of creative energy in the late 12th and early 13th centuries, and its architecture represents the Gothic style in its purest form. The soaring vaulted ceilings, the flying buttresses, and the intricate stone carvings all work in harmony to lift the spirit and draw the eye upwards. The sheer scale and complexity of the structure are humbling, a testament to the profound faith and ambition of its medieval builders. But, the true glory of Chartres lies within its collection of stained glass windows. With over 2,600 square meters of original 12th and 13th century glass, it is the most complete collection of its kind in the world. On a sunny day, the interior of the cathedral is bathed in an ethereal, jewel-toned light. The windows depict biblical stories, saints, and scenes of medieval life, creating what has been called a sermon in glass. To stand in the cool, silent nave and gaze upon this kaleidoscope of color is a deeply moving experience, a connection to a world of divine light and sacred art. We head south once more to the vibrant capital of the Occitanie region, Toulouse. Known affectionately as La Ville Rosée or the Pink City, Toulouse gets its nickname from the distinctive terracotta bricks used in many of its buildings. In the golden light of late afternoon, the entire city seems to glow with a warm, rosy hue, creating a unique and beautiful urban landscape. It is a city with a rich history, a lively, youthful atmosphere, and a passion for science and discovery. At the heart of the city lies the magnificent Place du Capitole, a vast square dominated by the imposing neoclassical facade of the city hall. This is the social and civic center of Toulouse, a place for markets, concerts, and celebrations. From here, a labyrinth of charming streets fans out, revealing historic churches like the Basilica of Saint-Sernin, a masterpiece of Romanesque architecture and an important stop on the pilgrimage route to Santiago de Compostela. Toulouse is also a modern, forward-looking city, a major center for Europe's aerospace industry. It is home to Airbus and the Cité de l'Espace, a fantastic space-themed park, giving the city a unique blend of ancient history and futuristic ambition. This dynamism is fueled by a large student population, which lends the city a buzzing energy, particularly along the banks of the Garonne River, where people gather to relax, socialize, and enjoy the beautiful pink brick scenery. Toulouse is a city that warmly embraces both its past and its future. We now venture into the very heart of France, to a landscape unlike any other in the country. This is the Auvergne Volcanoes Regional Park, a vast protected area dominated by a chain of dormant volcanoes known as the Chaîne des Puys. These are not the jagged, conical peaks one might imagine, but a series of smooth, rounded domes and craters, now covered in lush green forests and meadows. These sleeping giants, the youngest of which erupted only 8,000 years ago, have created a landscape of serene and powerful beauty. The park is a haven for outdoor enthusiasts. A vast network of hiking trails crisscrosses the region, allowing visitors to walk to the summits of ancient volcanoes like the Puy de Dôme. From its peak, accessible by a scenic cogwheel railway, the panoramic view is extraordinary, revealing the entire chain of over 80 volcanoes stretching across the horizon. It is a geological wonder, a landscape that tells a story of fiery power now slumbering peacefully beneath a green blanket. Beyond the volcanoes, the park is a mosaic of pristine natural habitats. There are crater lakes with crystal clear water, dense forests that are home to deer and wild boar, and high plateaus where cattle graze peacefully. The region is also famous for its mineral springs and its distinctive cheeses, like Saint-Nectaire and Cantal. Their flavors shaped by the rich volcanic soil, the Auvergne is a journey into France's deep geological past, a place of profound tranquility and raw, natural splendor. Our journey takes us to a site of breathtaking verticality and profound faith in the Dordogne region. This is Rocamadour, a village that seems to, defy gravity itself. It is not so much built on a cliff as it is built into it, with its houses and chapels clinging precariously to the rock face, cascading down towards the Alzou Canyon below. For centuries, this sacred place has been a major destination for pilgrims, second only to Jerusalem and Rome in the Middle Ages. The village is structured in a series of ascending levels, symbolizing the path to salvation. At the bottom lies the secular town with its single bustling street. Above this, a grand staircase which penitent pilgrims once climbed on their knees, leads to the sanctuary, a complex of 7 chapels built into a natural cave in the cliff. Here resides the revered statue of the Black Madonna, a simple wooden figure that has been the focus of devotion and the source of reported miracles for nearly 1,000 years. Crowning the entire complex high on the cliff top is the Chateau, a 14th century fortress built to protect the sacred site. From here, the views down into the canyon and across the surrounding landscape are dizzying and spectacular. Rocamadour is a testament to the power of faith to inspire extraordinary feats of construction. It is a place where the natural drama of the landscape and the spiritual devotion of humankind have merged to create something truly awe-inspiring and unforgettable. We return to the Mediterranean coast, to a place where the limestone mountains of Provence meet the sea in a spectacular fashion. Our destination is the charming fishing port of Cassis, a colorful and lively town nestled in a sheltered bay. With its pastel-colored houses, bustling quayside lined with restaurants and small fleet of fishing boats, Cassis retains an authentic Provençal charm. But its greatest treasure lies just beyond the harbor. This is the gateway to the Calanques National Park, a stunning stretch of coastline that extends from Cassis to Marseille. The Calanques are a series of narrow, steep-walled inlets that cut deep into the white limestone cliffs, creating what are often described as Mediterranean fjords. The brilliant white of the rock, the deep green of the pine trees that cling to the slopes, and the incredible turquoise and azure hues of the water combine to create a landscape of breathtaking beauty. The Calanques can be explored in several ways. One can take a boat tour from Cassis, which offers a fantastic perspective of the towering cliffs and hidden coves. For the more adventurous, a network of hiking trails winds along the cliff tops, providing stunning, heart-stopping views at every turn. Some trails even lead down to secluded pebble beaches at the head of the inlets, offering the reward of a refreshing swim in the crystal-clear water. The Calanques are a natural wonder, a perfect marriage of mountain and sea. Our journey brings us back to the Alsace region, to a town that seems to have perfected the art of charm. This is Colmar, a place that feels like stepping directly into the pages of a Brothers Grimm fairy tale. It is a labyrinth of cobblestone streets, lined with some of the most beautiful and well-preserved half-timbered houses in the region, their facades painted in a rainbow of colors: pinks, yellows, blues, and greens. The most picturesque part of Colmar is the district known as La Petite Venise, or Little Venice. Here, the Loire River flows in gentle canals alongside the colorful houses, creating scenes of idyllic beauty. Small, flat-bottomed boats glide quietly along the water, passing under bridges adorned with overflowing flower boxes. It is a scene of pure, storybook romance, a photographer's dream at every turn. Colmar is also the capital of the Alsatian wine region, and its culture is deeply connected to viticulture. The town is surrounded by vineyards, and many of its finest buildings, like the magnificent Maison Pfister, were built by wealthy wine merchants. Colmar is particularly magical during its festive seasons, whether it's the spring markets or the world-renowned Christmas markets, when the entire town is illuminated with twinkling lights, filling the air with the scent of gingerbread and mulled wine. It is a town that captivates the imagination and warms the heart. For our final destination, we travel to the heart of the Champagne region, to a city steeped in royal history and sparkling celebration. This is Reims, a name that resonates with both sacred ceremony and effervescent luxury. For over 1,000 years, this was the city where the kings of France were crowned, a tradition that took place within the hallowed walls of its magnificent cathedral. The Cathédrale Notre-Dame de Reims is a masterpiece of high Gothic architecture, even larger and more ornate than its famous Parisian namesake. Its facade is adorned with an astonishing array of over 2,300 sculptures, including the famous Smiling Angel. Despite suffering heavy damage in World War I, the cathedral has been meticulously restored and stands today as a powerful symbol of French heritage and resilience. It was here that Joan of Arc stood beside Charles VII at his coronation in 1429, a pivotal moment in French history. Beyond its royal past, Reims is the undisputed capital of the Champagne world. beneath the city streets lies a vast network of chalk cellars, or crayères, where millions of bottles of the world's most famous sparkling wine are left to age in perfect conditions. Legendary champagne houses like Veuve Clicquot, Taittinger and Pommery offer tours and tastings, allowing visitors to descend into these subterranean labyrinths and learn the secrets of champagne production. Reims is a city of profound history and joyous celebration, a fitting end to our grand tour of France. And so, our journey through the 25 most beautiful places in France comes to a close. We have traveled from the alpine majesty of mountaintop villages to the sun-drenched shores of its southern beaches. We have stood in awe before timeless cathedrals that reach for the heavens and wandered through vibrant vineyards that produce liquid poetry. We have seen that France is not just one place, but a magnificent tapestry woven from countless threads of history, nature, and culture. It is a destination that truly feeds the soul. Each of these places holds its own unique magic, its own story waiting to be discovered. From the romantic canals of Annecy to the wild wetlands of the Camargue, from the artistic spirit of Saint-Paul-de-Vence to the prehistoric echoes of the Dordogne, the diversity is simply astounding. This journey has only scratched the surface, offering a glimpse into the immense beauty and depth that this one country holds. The true adventure lies in experiencing it for yourself. We hope this exploration has inspired you to dream of your own French adventure. Which of these incredible places would you like to visit first? Let us know in the comments below. Your stories and dreams are part of what makes travel so special. And if you enjoyed this journey, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more travel inspiration from around the world. Until next time, bon voyage and merci.